I'm always told, and I think everybody else has been, if you want to have X amount of money when you retire, you start saving, whether it's $5 a week, $5 a month, whatever. We keep talking about big projects. And this, I've mentioned this before, when I hear the, I'm sorry, damn snowplows 7 times down one side of the street, next thing you know, and they're all following each other. Yeah. I mean, okay. Are they doing this on purpose? Are they trying to fill in time?
If you're talking about a 4-lane highway, that's part of how they stagger their blades.
Woodland. But what if the thingies aren't down?
They should always be down. If there's snow in the street, yes, unless they're salting. If they're salting, it's not down.
Well, I wouldn't drive my car this way, and especially with the price of gas right now. But nobody is thinking about these people who are driving all the way to Columbiana County, and they're supposed to be working here in the city of Warren. That, you know, but it's all these little things. But they add up in the end. And this gripes me because I never made more than $10 an hour. This past January, I paid off my house.
God bless you. Congratulations.
No, you know, I was brought up this way. I mean, you don't buy something you don't need just to show the neighbors, you know, this is what, you know, I've got, or to show the money. But the city of Warren, I've lived here since 1984. I've seen it, my neighborhood especially, go downhill. Downhill. It's not like it used to be. But nobody is looking at the little things and adding them all up so that they can say, okay, this is what happened within maybe the last 1 or 2 years. Look at where we saved some money.
Doug, I think are you up for it?
I assume that wasn't a question, that was a suggestion.
That was both a question and a statement.
I got the statement, but I think it's important, you know, we try to take care of the little things, because I agree, if you take care of the pennies, the dollars take care of themselves. I think you have to pay attention to details. If we're doing something wrong, it needs to be corrected. I can't make an excuse for something that's wrong. But if it's brought to my attention, it's corrected. I've had issues with plowing, and sometimes people don't know when they're salting that their blades are going to be up, because it's just going to knock the salt to the curb. So there's a process that they have, and it's a formula, and it's usually pretty successful. I think a lot of them, and I don't know about that particular incident, but this was one of the worst winters in recorded history.
No, this has happened several times for several years. Megan?
My question was, she had mentioned earlier about needing jobs in the area and having a college degree and what are you going to do to bring stuff. And then someone over here mentioned the building at Delphi and what are we going to do with it. I remember, was it maybe 2 weeks ago, I'm watching it on the news, and some guy gets up there from American Greetings and says he's looking to relocate. Did our city do anything or contact him?
I'm not sure. I didn't see that piece. I can't answer that question.
It was all over the news. His name, I think, was Zeb, and they said American Greetings wanted to be in Northeast Ohio. They were in Cleveland, but they were looking to relocate. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, move that into one of these buildings down here. I mean, you're going to have all different kinds of jobs. You'll have labor jobs, you'll have jobs for riders. And so I didn't know if we had done anything.
I'm not sure, but, you know, those opportunities can't be missed. If we missed it, that's, you know, shame on us. But, you know, we can't afford to not leave any rock unturned. And that's part of the problem, you know, if we're not aggressive, as Jim said, we're not aggressive in seeking out all potential businesses, then we need to be doing a better job at it.
And excuse me, I'm not standing up for any other reason. I'm on medication. If I sit down, I'm fall asleep, so that's why I'm standing up. That's nice. Only if I can OD on cherry milkshakes.
Yeah.
We need to be aggressive. I heard the same thing that you people heard on the news. They're looking to relocate. They're looking to expand. We have to change the mindset of Warren, Ohio, if we're going to survive this. We can't say, okay, we made a mistake, we didn't go after this guy, we made a mistake, we didn't go after this guy. We have to be aggressive. I'm going to say it again, leadership starts at the top and trickles down. Lack of leadership starts at the top and trickles down. We can ill afford to sit on our hands for another 4 years. We have to get aggressive. I'm up.
Luann?
All I hear is that you people want more small jobs. Small jobs aren't going to pay our mortgage and our car payments. $6 an hour, $7 minimum wage. You're still not going to keep us here. We need factories.
You're absolutely right. But the neat thing about small businesses, and if you guys heard of Poxitani, PA, you know what the medication is?
Brown.
Once a year, they reach into a hole and drag a rat out of the hole.
You got it right.
They get literally hundreds of thousands of people there. We've got the Packard Museum, we've got Packard Music Hall, we've got the arts, we've got a ton of man-made resources and natural resources that we could be using. We could be using those. But we haven't. We wait for a promoter from Cleveland to bring in a band. Jimmy DiVincenzi. What was the band he brought in?
38.
No, before that. What was the band he brought in? Phil Packard Music Hall. We've got the resources. We just have to get the people using it. Michael Stanley. Fill the place up, 2,500 people. I mean, again, it's not easy, but it's not hard. But in answer to your question, small businesses, once you start attracting them, attract big businesses. That's the way it works. Small business attracts big business. That's why you have to start small. No, Doug's up.
Oh, Doug, I'm sorry.
All right, thanks again for that question. And we have been talking about small jobs, but if you're creating jobs, it can come from a small business, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a low-paying job. But in order to create jobs, I think it's important that you do it from your existing job base, because that's how most job expansion and job retention happens. One of our experiences, and I'm proud of it, is we had a gentleman from Warren G. Harding, he's 42 years old, who had a flourishing company in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Mark Marvin. And he wanted to do something for his city. He came to City Hall, we talked, said, what can, I want to bring I want to help my home. We brought all the people around him to give them the tools that he needed. And the result of that is, so I'm trying to say this, we have one success story. The result is a $25 million project. He's moved his headquarters from Albuquerque, New Mexico to his hometown of Warren, Ohio, on the corner of Martin Luther King and Boulevard and West Market Street. So we were successful. We did the right thing in that instance. But that's the exception, not the norm in job creation. But we need to still go for the big companies. But we have to concentrate on our best percentage of being successful with our existing job base. But if I had my way, I'd wave a magic wand and we'd have another General Motors come. But that's probably not gonna happen, but we still need to try. We still need to try. Like I said, we did, about 4 years ago, Leeds moved out on North River Road. And now it's empty. But you gotta keep plugging at it. You keep swinging at the bat, like Jim said, to try to increase your percentage. We can't afford not to go after the big jobs, but we need to do what we can do to keep the jobs that are here and to make sure that they have the environment that makes them grow. Thank you.
This may sound like a comment, but it's really a question, and I'll get to it. We have